Heck yeah. This is early for me, guys. What? What are we doing here? I don't know, but I like it. And I hope you guys like it too, because I just felt like firing it up early. I was up early, was on Twitter, and I was like, you know what? We should just do. Should just do the thing. You know what I mean? Oh boy. All right, let's see. Let's go. Welcome everybody to Bite the Robot Show. I'm your host, Bite the Robot. Someone knocked on my door. I don't know who it was, but they can go away. I'm not answering the door right now, because I want to hang out with y'all. Hope that's okay with you. Hope that's okay with you guys. I just want to hang out with you guys today. Feels like a good thing to do. Yeah. And also, my stream tags are not any kind of clickbait. I really am going to be doing some Gundam Breaker 4, and then I'm going to do some Monster Hunter later, around 10:30. Because, yeah, why not? But I think I'm not going to spend too terribly long amount of time yapping. At least not this time. Instead, we're just going to go. Now, what I want to do here, actually, I did the Riders in the Sky event. I didn't do very good at it. I think I came in like 1,000th place or so. It was kind of embarrassing. I was trying to do good. I was grinding it out. And then I ended up losing. And then I ended up not doing as well as I'd hoped. But, you know, it's all good. So, let's go to survival. We're going to go to survival, and then I'm just going to break or boost. I'll probably do this, and then when it comes time to do some Monsty Hunter, I will take a brief break, and then I will, yeah. What? An ominous plap comes from my restroom. Well, thankfully, as a robot, I don't need to use the restroom that much, so that's a bit concerning. Uh-oh. I have been letting a lot of other VTubers into my apartment, though, so... What up, Ghost? Aw, yeah. I don't know if my game audio is very audible right now, but I hope it is. Morning. Let's see. I haven't even had any breakfast yet. Sometimes I forget to eat, but I've been thinking about breakfast and breakfast-related foods. Probably bacon toast. There's this interesting toast bacon you can get at my local grocer. You just pop it in the microwave and it's ready. It ain't the best, but it gets the bacon craving in a fix, you know? Oh geez, cavity's filled. That sounds painful. Oof. I don't think I've had any orthodontal work done ever. I'm a robot. I don't have a mouth. I should probably get my filters cleaned, though. I'm not a very good job about cleaning those, and I should be better at it. POV gets rusty. Yeah, it can happen. Oh, Lord, it can happen. Them leg servos, man, especially. You know what sucks is that I tried going to the gym on Sunday and then ended up, like, I think overextending a little. Because then I had to go straight to work afterwards. And I think I pulled something, so now my leg is really in pain right now at the knee. I don't know what I did. Or maybe that's just a sign I shouldn't try to play chess on a treadmill. That could be also the case. Who knows? Yeah, that's actually something that I thought was kind of infuriating, is that I was doing chess puzzles on my, while doing the treadmill, and sophisticated. Or dumb. I'm also dumb. I should have focused on the treadmill a little more than on my, on my, chess puzzle. Alright, Unicorn Gundam. The true MV pizza of Gundam. And also probably one of the most overpowered ones. It's one of my favorite series, if I'm being real with you, when it comes to Gundam franchise-related stuff. I kind of wish I had more to do with Gundam. That's on my bucket list of things to do, is get a model made of myself. That might be some prime narcissism, though. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, dude. It's got to have a full interframe, though. And, like... do I really want to talk about this and, like, make it narcissistic? You know what? Fine, I'll indulge a bit today. Spoil myself. Tis the season for giving and all that. Give myself some credit. I think it'd be cool to have like a model kit of myself where it's like one of those 30-minute sisters, except it's just me. You get like you get like a jacket and a tie accessory. Get like repurposed Dom legs for my pants or something. Or I'll just hire a studio to just kit bash me. Or it's got to be like one of those... you know, it'd be cool, actually. Now that I'm really thinking about this. Like, the naked version of me could come from the like a 30 minutes kit. Like a 30 minutes. Controllers as throwing knives. Heck yeah, dude. What's funny is that I conceptualize myself as having shotgun gloves. Because I'm a sucker. I don't know. Okay, so here's a little bit of deets about me. I believe the coolest weapon on the planet are shotgun gauntlets. Anytime someone has like a gun built into a gauntlet that shoots whenever you punch, or whenever you do a punch, that's the coolest thing on the planet to me, and I can't adequately explain why. So that's what I like to imagine the circles on my hands are. Like on the, like I don't know if you can see it from there, but the circles on the back plate of my hand. I like to think those are pressure sensitive, like shotgun backhand things. Or it like slides forward when I punch. Ooh, those actually exist, but they're like 22s. Don't tell me that. Because now my wallet already hurts. My wallet already hurts, man. Specifically because I saw this weird Char Aznable pen with like promo art that went super hard on Twitter this morning. It was nutty. Now I want a Char pen. It's like a pen flying through space like a comet. A fountain pen. But anyway, I digressed a bit too much, but it's just a nail in a bullet. Ah, okay. So do they shoot like the 22 blanks? Curious now. That would be pretty neat. Alright. Apsalus, let's go. Get wrecked. Uh-oh. He's getting up. Alright, I think we're good now. Now back up and beam spam. And missile. No, the actual 22, the nails would shoot the bullets on him. Oh my god. That's kind of crazy. What the heck? That's cool, but what the heck? Wow, I learned something today. Alright. There are actually 22 fists out there. That's pretty neat. Some sophisticated hitting fists while I play chess on my treadmill. But yeah. I've seen those like those professional doll makers. I think it'd be cool to have like a naked version of me on like a 30-minute missions. Gets into a fight, forgets he has a gun, glove, in jail the next day. What they don't know, especially since they arrest a robot, is that I have it hard installed in my hands. I'll forget that it's there, but it's installed in my hands. But yeah. And then have like a professional doll maker make my clothes or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking too much into this now. Now I know about shotgun hitting fists too, so... Or 22 hitting fists is what it actually is. I'm still glad that I learned about it, though. Heck yeah. Alright. Wait. Shot my missiles too early. Too early on the missiles. You can't be going too early with those. Premature firing of missile. It's an ICBM, not a PICBM. Oh well. You better to get your dolls from Funko Pop. Oh no. I've nothing against Funko Pops, but I'm just curious why. I'd say Hasbro, but Hasbro's been on the downfall lately. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a dork. I'm a dork robot that plays video games on the internet. Alright. Missile spam comes in a can for under $5. I'm not gonna lie, because I like Funko Pops. Gives you big pops, teeny tiny pops, different sizes and styles. Oh, okay. That would be a cool thing to see. I will probably never have merch made of me, but that's a cool thing to speculate on. Alright, let's see. Beam spam. I should have just named this mobile suit the Gundam Spam. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know the future. I just started doing this, honestly, because I thought it was fun. If I end up getting actually popular about that, that's just icing on the cake for me. But, yeah. It's cool to speculate on, though. Let my narcissism go for a bit. Ugh, I need to crack my back. There we go. Whew, had to do a quick spinal realignment. Oh boy. This is my least favorite of the PGs that I can fight. Alright, here come all the diving attacks. Stop it. Thank you. Alright, now that he's on the ground, start melee spamming. Ah! There we go. There we go. There we go. Bite Bites, the robot pizza rolls first emerge. You know what? I'm down. Pizza rolls. Gotta go through a, cripes. Gotta go through Hot Pocket to do that. Robot pizza roll. You have to put it together like a, California roll as well. Just no rice, just bread and pizza. Why not? Either that or do it through Bojo's. How about that? First ever promo. Being cost effective, eh? Yep. 110%. Wait, I forgot they spawn over there. Miso spam! Alright. Doing pretty good so far, actually. The adjustments I've made to this are starting to carry me a little bit more. 21 missile tubes. I really do hate how this game... Okay, so I'm just going to go on a bit of a soapbox real quick. But I really don't like how this game forces you to have, like, the body parts of another mobile suit when you're using its ability. It looks dumb, and it ruins the aesthetics. Like right there. Even though the 21 tube missile attack is really awesome, I do not want my backpack to turn into this, like, wireframe double Zeta. It looks dumb. Alright, soapbox over. Back to, breaking plastic model kits and talking about pizza rolls. I wanted to do some Armored Core laddering on here, but I don't know if anyone would actually watch that because I'm kind of trash at that game. Love Armored Core, though. And I've always thought laddering on it would be fun. Even if I'm kind of garbage at it. The last thing I made before I moved over to Gundam Breaker was a Gundam-looking AC. What about a Lethal Company collab? Oh, God. That'd be kind of insane. What would I be, like a skin or an enemy? Because both would be funny. Let's see. Lethal Company collab, that would be fun. I think one of my biggest downfalls, too, as a VTuber is that I started doing this, like, around, I think, January of this year. And I just don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just flying by the seat of my pants half the time. I'm having a lot of fun with it, though. Even if I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. Alright. We are the same. Just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, too? Pants flying is a dedicated art, I believe. There was a joke I wanted to make there, but it'd be too it's low-hanging fruit. Why am I being concerned with low-hanging fruit jokes? I tell the stupidest dad jokes all the time. Especially at work. Just sitting here watching the days go by. Yeah, me too. Just like to do a little bit of watching. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3. Dodds. Alright. He's down. I think the one thing I like about this gunpla that I made is that it's very versatile. It can do melee and ranged and missile spam very, very well. Alright. Is it going to recover now, or is it just going to stand there looking like a ibis? Okay. There we go. Whoa. How dare you stagger me? Now your shields get chewed up. There you go. Take a seat, Hashmal. Or Hashmal. However you're supposed to say that. Hash brown. Corned beef hash. I don't know why I'm especially goofy today, but I feel goofier than a cartoon Disney dog. And I hope Disney doesn't sue me for saying as such. Alright, let's see. Gonna juggle the Dark Army. Come on. Ah. Get over here. There we go. Now we actually have some Gundam fighters. I should try and make the Tequila Gundam on here. Now that I have Mobile Fighter G Gundam on the brain. Tequila Gundam would be a fun thing to pilot at this juncture. Might have to do like a combination of Rose Gundam and a couple other Gundams, but I think I could make it work. Excuse me. I had to sneeze. No one's sneezing in anyone's ear. Alright. That's right, to get comboed in the corner. Doing good, Stone Age Nerd. Thank you for joining. How you doing? Just being goofy. Now I have my mindset on Hot Pockets. Alright, get comboed. Get comboed. Oh yeah. Here we go. Man, Yamikaze, it was so good. I don't know how you people can eat Hot Pockets. They're cheap and they're readily available in a supermarket. You can eat them fairly easily, although... Oh, it is. But it's affordable. Gotta figure, do you want rent or do you want to eat? With cheap food like that, it's you can have both. Even if it does mean I'll get gout later. Yes, robots can get gout too. Just looks different. Aww. Is it just because of the strictly because of the food, or just all kinds of things? Aw. Dang. Well, one day. One day I'll be able to 3D print my food, and then it won't be a, yeah. What, where do you live? Just out of curiosity. I actually don't know. Alright. Oh, it's because you went stealth, okay. Fair enough. Alright, missile spamming. There we go. Oh. Jump down. All right, there we go. That is all good, Ghost. Lurking is always... I always end up lurking whenever I go jump into another person's stream. I just never know really what to say. I have 2 meals and snacks under 50. It would be like maybe... Oh. That's pretty cool. I will say that the one thing that... Well, the only... Because I do like where I live, even though it's a tad expensive. The one umbrage I do take, and this is something that one of my friends, strangely enough from Australia... Eat actual food, not slop. Fair enough. The one thing that I do take umbrage with where I live, is that, and I could never untaste this once I had it, all the bread here tastes like cake. It's too sugary. And I've kind of lost my sweet tooth over time. So... I've been eating more like artisanal breads lately. Just because they actually have a good taste to them. What if I could? But where I'm at's all I can afford in this point in time. Eventually. Maybe I'll move to the moon. That has to happen first. Ugh. Wow, I had to crack my neck. What the heck? Alright. Big Zom. Alright. Change target. Big Zom going down. Alright. Ursa Arctics for Yu-Gi-Oh? Absolutely. Bear mechs? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. That sounds incredibly cool. Especially since I have no idea what they do. I just saw bear mech and I'm like, absolutely. Bleh. I'm getting juggled by the Big Zom. Good lord. Now it's crab walking aggressively. And now it fell over. They use alternative mathematics 7 plus 8 equals 1 because the difference of those numbers is 1. Oh my god, what? That sounds cool, but why? Works for me. Bear mechs that use math. You now have my full attention. Aww. Is it because they're slower to use, or is it just because they have anti-synergy? Or is it just because of, like, their base mechanics or something? I still totally think you should do it, because the novelty would be amazing, but... They need to tribute a level 8 monster in order to special summon themselves. Ooh, so they're expensive. Gotcha. That's unfortunate. That sounds like a really cool gimmick set of mechanics. All right. Catch many of them in the line of the beam spam. Yeah, you require a lot of resources for a floodgate that can be negated and destroyed very easily. Okay, gotcha. but still do it because it seems like the novelty of it seems amazing. And I'm sure that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, especially. Yeah, they still sound cool. The whole novelty of it just sounds dope. And I'm pretty reasonably sure in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, especially nowadays, they have to have things that let you cheat monsters out really fast, right? Like, it isn't just the, also their brother Drytron, which is a dragon mech. Oh my god, that sounds awesome. You can't with Ursa Arctics. Aw. Yeah. I think the only real way that I remember you being able to cheat cards out, and this probably speaks to when I was playing, but it was generally either you got to use an Xyz combo or you had to use a card that made you, some archetypes are xenophobic, so you got to play with their respective archetype. Ah, I see. So if you try it with anything else, then it'll just become anti-synergy. Will actively work against your deck. Alright. Alright. Yeah, if it speaks to when I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You had to do either an Xyz combo with certain cards, or you had to do like a, you had to do a, something to make you discard your, something to make you discard a card, and then you could use Monster Reborn to pull it from the graveyard. Also about mechs, there's a new called Ryzeal. They look like me? What? Ryzeal. You know, I'm curious now. I'm gonna take a quick pause so I can do that. Now, let's see. Wait, no. Go down. Wait. I keep forgetting it won't capture the window if I do. Alright, let's see. Alright. Just real quick. Huh. These are kind of sick, actually. What the heck? I may have to get myself back into Yu-Gi-Oh! At some point then. That's kind of dope looking. Alright. Good to know. They released this week. Oh my god, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. My wallet already hurts. Great. Well, according to Ghost, my first ever promo is going to be with pizza rolls. Now it could be with Yu-Gi-Oh! Ursa Arctic. I probably will in a bit. Yep. Take a bite of Bite Bites. It's the most... This is the most... the robotic pizza roll. Exactly. Exactly. Because what I can do is have them printed off in a mold that looks panel lined. So when you have your pizza roll, it'll have panel lining on it. I don't know why that idea amuses me so much, but it does. I'm going to have to look up Ursa Arctics because the curiosity is starting to get the better of me. I'd break everything. They'll make it look like bolts or something. There you go. It has like a spark plug aesthetic. Let's see. Window capture. Ursa Arctic. Yu-Gi-Oh. What? These are sick. What the hell? It's like a bear guy. It's like a freaking bear guy. But somehow more awesome. Those are cool. What the heck? When did Yu-Gi-Oh get so dang cool? Like Build-A-Bears from Gundam? That's a very good description of what I just saw. That Septentrion especially looked really dope. I'm going to have to look at new Yu-Gi-Oh! What is this? What is this world I've come to wherein I decide to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again? What world is this? What timeline am I in? Good lord. I could see why you love them. They're dope. Holy crap, those are really cool. You would love AA Zeus too. The only time I've ever heard Zeus in reference to something is Zodiacs. Is that kind of where we're going with that? Or is this a different Zeus? Because I know sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh! Has like confusingly named. I could feel my mouth again. The anesthetic wore off. No, the Greek god Zeus as a mech. Okay. That's a good combo. Gonna have to look that up after this wave. I just want to make sure I'm getting S ranks. I still need to go through this and get S ranks in the other campaign missions, but that can happen on a different day. Probably after work. There's also Centurion, which is based on Roman army and Darling and the Franks, but I hate them. When you make the Darling and the Franks comparison, I think I'm not a fan either. Probably a hot take to say this, but I thought Darling and the Franks was very mid. Was not a huge fan of it. When it was still kind of a thing. Alright. Missile barrage. Missile barrage. Fire the small laser. There we go. That wasn't a small laser, though. It was a fairly big laser. Actually, now that we're playing Gundam and that I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, like watching Gundam but hearing Darling and the Franks. Waifu bait decks in general. All female deck is the Spirit Charmers. No pun intended. I think you should do pun 100% intended. You can't see it, but if I had the capacity to wiggle eyebrows, that's what would be going on right now. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of really cool stuff going on in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. That's true. Just know that if I had the capacity to use eyebrows, eyebrow wiggling would be happening. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was almost a problem. I have lost on this mission before, and it will not happen today. Oh, come on. Get on the ground. Thank you. There we go. Now we're tearing it up. And actually, since we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! While also playing a lot of Gundam right now, why do I even love mechs that much? Just curious. Mostly just the aesthetic. It's the aesthetics, and it's kind of like... Okay, this is kind of a complicated answer, but it'll probably give a little bit of insight, but to a degree, it's like, oh god, like, I've liked mechs specifically since I was really, really little. Ever since I was still a budding program in my motherboard's eye. But I never had the ability... Well, I've liked in general, I've just always liked things that had an engine in them. And then when I was really young, I took a fascination to tanks. And because I wanted a tank when I was a kid, I would just obsess over reading about tanks, getting books from the library about tanks. Just tank, 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 tank. Tanks everywhere. So then, when I realized as a very youngin' that I was never going to be able to afford to buy a real tank as my first car, I went over to my cousin's house, and he had a bunch of the original, like, Gundam action figures. Not the Gunpla, action figures. So there were the Gundam action figures, and then he showed me how he would, like, take them apart and put them back together, and I thought that was really awesome. Especially since these were basically like tanks with legs, is how he described them to me, so... Yeah, I wouldn't learn about that until I was at least 18, though. So anyway, he would be building with these little, like, Gundam action figures, and when I asked him what Gundam was, he said they were just tanks on legs. So then I asked my grandma at the time to, if I could have a Gundam too, and she didn't really know what that meant, and I didn't really know what I was asking for, so she got me one of the original Gundam Epion, like, model kits, like the really original janky 1/144 things. Hang on, let me see if I can find a picture of this, because they are both incredible to look at and also kind of goofy. Not the new one. This one. Yeah, this one. The really, really OG one that had the little action figure next to it. This guy. So that was the first ever, like, Gundam that I ever owned. And then from there, I realized that mechs were a genre, and it just kind of spiraled out of control from there, and I never looked back. Oh, you didn't see it? Hold up. Hold up. I see the problem here. There it is. Let me open the image for you. Oh, why does it go to Reddit? Oh, well. Reddit it is. But yeah, this thing. That's the first ever Gundam I ever owned. That's not my picture, it's just one from Reddit, but my grandma bought me that. I kind of wish I still had it because this has a certain charm to it, even if it's like it would probably be one of the worst kits ever nowadays. And recently, hey Overlord, welcome in. I'm just rambling about the past. And how Epion was my first Gundam. So yeah, I have a little bit of nostalgia for the Edgy Boy Gundam. Started watching more mecha anime as well around that time. And I got introduced to all kinds of different giant robots. And then it's just, I never looked back. Yours was Wing Zero. Right? Those original kits, though, they had a certain charm to them. I wish I knew where mine was. I think I lost it at some point, especially when I moved. But I remember, or just like the loss of time, I suppose, that just naturally occurs, is that like I had tried to color it when I was a kid with Sharpies. So my Epion was like a Sharpie oil stained black almost. But I didn't color it in correctly all the way, so there were still some of the maroon pieces poking out. Like, okay, after this, before we jump on. Yeah. I should try and build my nostalgia Epion on stream at some point with this. But anyway, Stone Age, my question for Yu-Gi-Oh! Was gonna be, what kind of cards specifically are like the Ryzen cards? Are they all just synchros, or do they all have XZs, Link? Like, what kind of core mechanic do they work around primarily? If you don't mind me asking. That was my Yu-Gi-Oh! Question. And also that I should promo with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. Like, what's the meta now? I asked it poorly, but yeah. That's my question. Okay. Music stopped for a moment. Had to get it back up and running. All right, let's see. Also, yeah, that was my long-winded story on how I got into mechs and Gundam and all that. I do wish Mech Warrior Online was more popular, because I would want to play that more. Might in the future do some Mech Warrior 5, because yeah, a 28 hand trap with small pile engine won the last YCS, but in general it's just Fiend Smith, just fusion based, but you aren't fusion locked. Oh god. Okay. That sounds frustrating. Frustrating to play against, I should clarify. Alright. I forgot missiles don't work under here. Alright, guess I gotta take them down the old-fashioned way. The least played now is Synchro and Ritual, unless you play White Forest, which is Synchro. Oh, and Tenpai. I think the last time we talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! While we were here, I looked up since then something called punk decks. Are those any good? I just really like the aesthetics, to be perfectly honest with you. It would be an aesthetic deck, not a competitive one. Yeah, I looked up punk cards. Are those any good? Pure punk? Hell no, even with new support coming out. Aw, that's a shame. They look sick. Did that thing just throw a grenade at me? Ayo. I've never actually seen the grenade abilities in this game. When I discovered Gundam when I was young, my older cousin told me it was disrespectful to call them robots. Get triggered with someone if someone does. It stuck with me 30 plus years old. The good thing it has going for it is that I can search Ghost Ogre, which pops 1. Oh god. Fair enough. Okay, now I'm outside. It's all ogre for you guys. In that cave. Because now I can activate my missiles. And actually, now talking about Gundams and also talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a discussion with my some of my friends that the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc would be card games and giant robots. Yeah, sorry, dude. Punk is usually used together with Gold Pride. Oh, okay. That's not terrible, though. I have no idea what Gold Pride is, but if I could at least run some punk cards, I would want to run a, like, really aesthetic punk deck. Because it looks really cool. But yeah, me and my friends were discussing card games in giant robots. So all I could think of right now is like, ah yes, Infinite Justice. You've activated my trap card, Continuous Missile Barrage. This allows me to hit every monster on your side of the field by discarding its Xyz material. By discarding the Xyz material of one mech I have on the battlefield. Now I'm just making stuff up as I go, but you get the idea. You know what? That would be something I would add to my bucket list in life, is to voice act in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. But do so with, like, the most campy voice acting possible. Like the really over-the-top stuff you heard in the 90s. Mecha Phantom Beasts were good. Aw. Mecha Phantom Beast sounds incredible. C'est le homme manges le chat noir. Omelette du fromage. Unfortunately, I do not know how to pronounce that. I also only understood the word chat, and probably okay, I get you. They need tokens to work, but they cannot create tokens. Well, they can, but they need to be used as an extra deck material. Okay, I got you. You know what I think would be funny to do? Is, I have a program in my hardware right now that lets me make custom Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I should just make a whole bunch of Gundams into Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and see what happens. Make all kinds of bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh! And then put it on my Twitter account for people to look at. Or I could turn myself into a Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype. Lore dump in the form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Have a continuous spell card called 2 Weeks Notice. Yeah, I know. Their legacy support. There we go. Heck yeah. But yeah, I do like the idea of card games and giant robots. That sounds hilarious. Like you get into a small mobile suit. I don't know. Considering that my back lore is that I'm a former combat AI uploaded into a mech. Maybe I make them faster to play, or I could cheat them out fast. Or do some kind of like crazy tactical support. Even faster. That's right. Just accelerate the pace incredibly quickly. Alright. We got the Dongjo Providence Gundam. Gonna have to use more melee since this is a boss, but that's alright. Get in there. Get in there and dish it out. And missile spam. Alright. Now I want to see you play Earth's Arctic or Drytron on stream. I've thought about playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On stream at one point. If I ever get to free up another day that I can consistently schedule, maybe I'll do that. Because I've always wanted to do like board games and or card games on stream. That'd be cool. Edo Pro or the official Master Duel? What's the difference? That might be a stupid question, but MD uses OCG rulings, though. Okay. I might do Edo Pro then. I might do Edo Pro, or I might do Master Duel. Who knows? But yeah, I always thought about if I could ever free up another day without it driving me broke. I would do some Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some card games on stream. That sounds fun. Master Duel is grindy. Brother, you looking at what I'm playing? This is grind the game. I know, I think I kind of get what you mean. You need to grind for gems, which is very boring in Master Duel. Okay, I see. It's probably the main reason. It's the main reason why I quit playing games like Brave Exvius back in the day. And once I had my dream team, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Gotcha games. I don't like gotcha games. So I might do Edo. I might do Edo then. Because if it's too gotcha-y, it would just get on my nerves. Alright, let's see. Get borkin'. Get borkin'. Cooking. There we go. You need to join their Discord and then download via there. Ah, I see. Well, that's better than playing gacha. That's better than playing gacha, though. I think I would rather do that. All right. Let's see. We're approaching 10:30, but I haven't gotten close to the end of survival yet. You know what? We'll just finish up the survival. I'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll do Monster Hunter. Sounds reasonable to me. There's also a YGO. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. We love to hear it. I wish I knew how to simulcast to Twitter. I know that's kind of a random thought, but I wish I knew how to simulcast in general. As of right now, thanks to you, I have a bigger urge to play Ursa Arctic, regardless if they suck. Play an aesthetic deck, man. Play an aesthetic deck. That's how I'd play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now if I get back into it. Full aesthetics. Do I care if it's meta anymore? Not really. I'll have some meta elements to keep it, like, kind of entertaining, but yeah. Just plain aesthetic deck, man. That's what it's all about. War Rock. Did you tell me about this one already, or is this one that you've yet to talk about? Gotcha, yeah. I thought so. The name sounded familiar. Heck yeah. Yeah. Kind of a random thought, but I wish I knew how to simulcast, because I also simulcast to Twitter. You wish you had a Stone Age OC? What would it do? What would it be, and what would it do? Just out of curiosity. For sure. I'm also asking what it would do if it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like, what would you, the Yu-Gi-Oh card, do? Let's see. This Tyrann is getting blursted. Oh yeah. One of these days I need to figure out how to simulcast. That would be fun. And just link up my audiences. I've discovered the beauty of Streamlabs. And now I know how to make my chat show up on screen so people on YouTube don't think I'm just talking to myself. It might be a stupid thing to get insecure about, but I was like, I wonder if people just think I'm talking to myself. That's why I used to say the names out loud. It's like, wow, thank you. You? Special summon if there's a warrior on my field, and if an earth warrior battles. Whew. That's a brutal effect. That's a really brutal effect. What the heck? Hard once per turn. Okay, that balances it out. That would be cool. That would be cool to see. I think I would run your Yu-Gi-Oh card if I I'd run your Yu-Gi-Oh card if I was playing card games and giant robots. I would be banned, I guess. Oh, what's on the ban list this year? We just added Stone Age Nerd to the we added Stone Age Nerd to the ban list. Because he, yeah, too broken. No prob, bro. That's what I'm here for. I usually only make myself laugh, so if I make anyone else laugh, that's a bonus. I'm not really that funny. Funny looking, but not funny. Let's see. Deploy the funnels. I should play Mech Warrior 5 on stream one day. I keep having all kinds of ideas of what I want, but is the Red Dragon depicted in War Rock Ordeal? What monster is that? All right. Oh, come on. None, it hasn't been printed. Gotcha. Fair enough. For some reason, I thought it was already printed out. Since 2021, oh god. Been waiting quite a while then, haven't you, son? Alright. God, I love this nuke ability. We will never get War Rock Dragon, just like Half-Life 3. Yeah. Instead, you might get a card that would be the YGO equivalent of Hunt Down the Freeman. Unfortunately. Just something painfully mid. Nah, we got medium instead. Oh, whoa. I thought I was infinitely falling there for a second. That was concerning. Alright, Titus. Get taken down. Oh, there's another one. I don't know why I missed that one, but apparently I did. Good lord. Alright, let's see. What a fun stream I'm having today. Got a lot of people joining in. Got Ghost back. Got a couple of new people I haven't seen before. This is a cool day. What the heck? The universe has given me permission to have fun today. Got me gwomping. Heck yeah. Got Stone Age here. Talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games and giant robots. That's right. This is a good day. Do I like fish? I like eating fish. I don't know if that's quite the same thing as we're going to talk about. Have you ever had herring? Yes, I have. I love herring. This is going to sound weird too, but so far there hasn't been a fish I haven't liked eating. I am a sommelier of fish. There's no such thing as that, but you get what I mean. Sommelier of fish. Smelly A of fish. They're like Popeye minus the getting stronger part, but when I eat fish, I feel much better. You know, me too, kinda. For me, though, it's just like fish is just so much easier to eat than other kinds of food. Whenever I have like beef or chicken or pork or whatever, like terrestrial-based meats, that's a turn of phrase, ain't it? But whenever I have any other kind of meats, I just feel really heavy afterwards. Not so with fish. Fish for me are incredible. Actually, that's not entirely true. There is one, like... Should I make this up? Screw it. Why not? I'll just talk about it. There's only one red meat that I really actually enjoy eating, and it's goat. I've only ever had it like 3 times, but goat is very tasty, and I cannot explain why. Oh hell no! We're all safe from Deltarune. That's gonna be the first fanfic ever written about me now, isn't it? If I had the capacity to wiggle eyebrows. I ate raw safe from Deltarune. That's really funny. To be fair, when we were reading Star Kid's Prophecy yesterday, there was a lot of hilarious lines from that I want to incorporate in regular parlance now. It's just... If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's wild. Oi, stop that. Neo Zeong, quit that. This ain't Toho. You don't get to do that. Can't handle the cringe too much. I agree that it requires a certain level of fortitude. I think some of my internal components combusted. And I'm not talking about an internal combustion engine. I'm talking, I think my hardware fried. Yeah, I know, Monk. It's been a very long time since I've heard and or watched it, though. Let's see. Oh yeah, this thing has a shield around it right now. Good lord. Deploy the nuke! There are some scenes that were still awkward. Yeah. It was a pretty weird show. Not gonna lie, it was pretty weird. Oof. Alright, 10 rounds to go. And then I'm gonna pivot over to Monster Hunter. Oh, good lord. I didn't expect survival mode to take as long as it has. But I don't like losing, so I'm gonna stubbornly push my way through this until I win or get blown up. Zip. Get in there. All right. There we go. My gunpla may not be the beast of possibility. Now all we got is the unserious slop horror, just stuff about yeah. That was actually something that I was talking about earlier in a different stream. Like a couple of streams ago, I want to say, I think it was. I don't remember which, but one thing that I wish that Gunpla shows would go back to is just the appeal of competing in a space where everyone has a passion for what they do. There doesn't have to be such high stakes of like, oh, if we don't defeat this organization, the world will end. Just people being earnest about stuff they like, you know? Like if they ever release another Gundam show, like a Gunpla show, that's what I would want it to be about, is just people being earnest about it. Current slop. I'll agree that Disney hasn't really been on its A game. They got to do something, because a lot of their stuff has been horrifically mid. Definitely. people copy their movies like dialogue. Do they? Like, do you mean like the style of dialogue, or? Oh, okay, I got you. Like the, so sort of like the Marvel movie, like, irreverent humor, jokey kind of thing. Yeah, I guess they kind of do then, don't they? Writing in film hasn't really been that great lately. Just in general. Alright. Nowadays, I've been deriving all of my enjoyment from film in movies that are bad, not on purpose. Like movies that are accidentally bad. Or bad, not bag. Losing his daughter, so he tried to find a way to resurrect her, and they just played it off as a funny joke. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by like the irreverent humor, nothing's really taken all that seriously sort of thing. It's a bit of a shame. It really does dampen the effect a movie has. I'll give you that. Yeah. I think in general, one thing that I miss is just the popcorn movie, where you could just turn your brain off and enjoy just something on screen to watch without really needing to think too hard. And I don't mean like the slop that we get nowadays. I mean like, okay, Pacific Rim is a good example of this. The original one, not the second one. The second one, something about it just didn't click with me. Or Edward Scissorhands, yeah. Just something that but Pacific Rim specifically, because it's a movie where I could just turn my brain off and just enjoy for what it is. And it's just a dumb, campy movie about big robots hitting kaiju. And it's incredible. That's the kind of movie that I miss, is just a popcorn movie. Johnny Mnemonic, yeah. I'll agree with that. I appreciated that pun, thank you. I liked that. That's good. You know what movie kind of tripped me out back in the day? Is, have you ever seen Altered States? That movie was so wild. I wish there were movies that had that level of, like, weird, trippy horror. Not jump scare horror, just weird, trippy that makes you kind of uncomfortable. People are too glued to their electronics. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. You cannot handle those movies. I adore them. And the reason why is because even though I think campy, stupid horror is funny, I want something... I feel like I want horror movies to actually challenge something in my head that goes past, ooh, this is gory, this is the spoopy ghost that will pop out of the corner of your eye. I want to watch something that'll just mess with you. That's why I also like 1408. Because even though that movie had like less spoopy ghosty like jump scare, it's also tied into like a narrative of a terrible person and how the room tortures him. That movie really messes with your preconceptions of what's going on. Basically, I want Lovecraftian horror, but without having to actually call it Lovecraftian horror. Open up with a nuke. That is about firefighters being stuck in a dark building. Oh, God. That sounds horrific in a good way. That sounds, like, terrifying. You know what would be a cool movie idea now that I think about it? Yeah, they were on a rescue mission. Okay. That checks. But yeah, you know what would be a cool idea for a movie is a movie that starts out kind of like Cabin in the Woods, where it's like almost parody on how terribly like funny it is. But then it actually unironically starts getting scary. Like it starts having like all of your like horror tropes challenged in a way that's weird and different. I don't know how it would be pulled off, but that would be a cool movie to watch where it's like, oh, ha ha ha, this movie started out fun and funny, but oh my God, why is this happening? About funny fiction, I had a funny idea about something, but it's R18. Yeah, sure. Why not? Tell me your fiction idea, sir. Oh my God. Let me out. There we go. Gay vampire. Oh my God. What? There you go. Now that's thinking with your head. Make it a BL manga and it'll sell. You're good, bro. Sometimes I have just weird fridge thoughts. Not quite the same thing as too much fantasy, but for me it's a lot less fantasy and more like just weird thoughts that you have in front of the refrigerator. like if I'm going to go get something to snack on, I'll just be like, hot dogs or bologna is just a hot dog pancake. Just stuff like that. Just weird off-kilter things to think about. That if people were to hear, they'd be like, what is the matter with you? Box tea. What's box tea? Dare I ask? Oh, hell no, he mispronounced the famous Irish pancake. It's an Irish pancake? What? Alright. How are you supposed to say it? Potatoes inside the pancake? Oh, that sounds awesome. What? That sounds really awesome. I like potatoes. They help power my battery. Bhakti. Okay. So it's like Bhakti. Okay. Bhakti. Alright. Gonna have to Google that later. Amongst all of my other things that I need to Google, especially after last stream. Pickle for the... Gotcha. Now, as a robot, there is a song that I've heard once that I actually keep on one of my playlists. But I really, really enjoy a folk song from Ireland called Rising of the Moon. And then when I looked up what the story behind it was, I was like, oh God. That's very dark, but it's also one of the most inspirational things I've ever heard. Essentially, it's about the Irish Revolution, and even though the rebels failed, it still inspires sort of like this rebel spirit. And it's a very patriotic song to sing. It's a very beautiful song. Like, if you have a chance to look it up, do so. Because I'm not even Irish, and I think that song is very inspirational and beautiful. I keep it on a playlist of just random songs that I find that I think are awesome or just make me think. Yeah. History is a wild, wild thing. Recently, I watched a couple of videos on a couple of documentaries and videos on Scottish history. That's some wild stuff, too. That's some really wild stuff that goes on over there. Like how they once had a stone where they would coronate kings with. And then what what happened was I guess the British took the stone as like a royal treasure, I believe. Then a bunch of people, like was this in the 70s or like the 50s? I don't remember. But they stole the stone again. Broke it in half. One person had to leave their half of the stone, like, behind where a caravan of nomads moved over it. They were able to get the caravan to move just long enough to retrieve the stone. And they had someone, like, stick it back together. I'm not really going to touch on anything that deep, but I do definitely think that history is some crazy stuff. Like, every time I learn something new about history, it's just the wildest stuff I've ever heard. Like, hang on, now I gotta think about this, because there's actually a few historical stories that I think are some of the most wild stuff I've ever heard. Like, good lord, now why am I not able to think of anything? Actually, no. The one thing that really sticks out to me is, like, both the funniest and, like, the weirdest... like, the funniest and the weirdest historical story I've ever heard was the Erfurt Latrinenstrasse, I think it was called, if I'm trying to be German about this. But I can't pronounce German to save my life. But the English name for it is the Erfurt Latrine Fall. Or Erfurt Latrine Fall. And that story is wild too. Like, my goodness. Just a bunch of noblemen get stuffed into a... bunch of noblemen get stuffed in the upper floor of Abbey to do some kind of negotiation, and then the floor breaks out and they all fall into the latrine below. And what sticks out to me, even though I don't remember the specifics of the story anymore, is because I'm not looking at it, but apparently one of the noblemen who attended that meeting said that if he should fail, so may he drown in feces. And he ended up drowning in feces. I don't know if that was just a myth part of it or not, but that was pretty wild. My goodness. Oh, Lordy Almighty. Yeah, I love history, though. That's just a very fascinating topic in general. I wonder how many more waves I've got before I hit 50. Or is this it? This is it. Okay, cool. And then I could take a 10. History is a fascinating subject, you know? I especially really love all the goofy stuff that comes out of history because I feel like we treat it with such dry seriousness, but human history is some of the goofiest, wackiest, and depressing things I've ever seen and read. It's some pretty crazy stuff, you know? Yeah. I like history. I just don't often get an excuse to talk about it. True. Should just keep history as it is. I gotta ask you now, since we now know this is a good place to talk about history, especially while I'm smacking up Gunpla, what is your most ridiculous history story that you know of? For me, it's the Erfurt latrine disaster. All right, boom, hit the Gundam in the face. The Aboriginals from Australia. Oh? How so? Oh, it didn't do as much damage as I was hoping to that shield. Oh well. The Gundam Unleashed is gonna have to get smacked on. Alright. Whittling them down. Okay, come on. Got him. I know I've already S-ranked this mission, but... eh. The auto mod catch something? Oh, I see. Their hunting method... I'll just read it out for anyone who didn't see the message. Their hunting method was putting everything on fire. If a woman could disturb a man's ritual with the bull roarer, she would be killed, and they would have a lot of R-word and vor myths. Oh, God. Oh, God. Woo! That's pretty out there, yeah. Good lord. Let's see. Funnel attack. All right. And nuke. Okay. There we go. Back up. And now we blasting. All right. There we go. Sorry for the lack of dialogue. I just wanted to focus in on that last bit of the fight. Let's see. We'll check the results. I'll take a quick 10, and then we'll swap over to Monster Hunter. Let's see. Got those rewards in. Which we can people to. Well, yeah. That's not something that we should justify. Not by any stretch. It was terrible by all accounts. But let's see. I am going to go ahead and swap over to Monster Hunter real quick. And then once I get into the game, I'll take a quick 10 and then we'll keep going. Because I got a lot of time on my hands today. And I want to share it with all of you. So, oh, connecting to PSN. All right. I also really like Monster Hunter, so I love showing this game off too. Gonna go on an old man. There we go. Alright. Let's see now. Now that we're in Monster Hunter. Alright, let's take a quick 10. I will be right back. And we will continue the games.